Hearthstone has a problem. And that problem is called Zeddy reporting on problems. Thank you, Zeddy. Guess what happened now? He reports on the damn Paladin Stone. And now I have to play Paladin. 6 Paladins and 5 other people. The game has been plagued. People just open their YouTube, they see this, oh, I'm inspired to play Hearthstone again. I'm gonna be the problem now. Zeddy, you should, like, wear a mask. Or a hazmat suit, I don't give a fuck. Whatever you like the most. But don't spread your disease. Don't talk about things that viciously, so early, before the nerfs happen. You know, when you get to talk about nerfs anyways. You get to talk about the problems of Hearthstone anyways. There's no counters to Paladin. What are we supposed to do? We're gonna just accept that this is how Hearthstone is gonna be shaping itself into? You're just gonna inspire a bunch of people to play Paladin? Yeah, cool. But that's the annoying nature of this fucking game, right? If something is a problem, if something is the best deck ever, you know it's not gonna get nerfed. You know you're not gonna win unless you play the stupid thing. But you have to juggle between, like, having fun and doing whatever this is. Being the problem, exploiting the game. Just for cheap wins. Yeah, I got to Diamond 3 with Paladin. Like 80% win rate. How fucking easy was that? 1 brain cell was required to achieve that. I don't want to play a game like that. I want to actually, like, put effort into it. And now, this problem. I'm not sure how you handle this. It seems like, you know, genuine reporting on things, but what Zeddy is also doing is reporting on what's going on Legends, Top Legend 1000, where people have figured out the game and they're kind of getting bored. Like, Zeddy has to stop leeching from that place because it intoxicates everyone else to be competitive and is disgusting, bro. Which includes nerfs to Mildruid and Sharpshooter. And technically, Thaddeus nerf is also kind of disgusting. But Thaddeus has Rotator, right? No longer exists. We could have just waited, bro. We could have just allowed, like, fun experience of some people playing Thaddeus. And people cry about Thaddeus so much. Zeddy crying about Sharpshooter so much. It's unbelievable. And guess what? Below Top 1000 Legend, nobody knows how to play these decks. Nobody fucking knows how to get above 50% win rate. You have to actually have skill. You have to actually learn something in this stupid fucking game. For once, it's actually a fun experience learning things. Because it's a very complicated deck to manipulate. And if you just look at 1000 Legend, of course it's a problem because people have mastered this unique deck. That has to be nerfed now. Mildruid is a little bit different. Because it's gonna get chipped away. But why kill the core mechanic? Oh, because it's also plaguing Wild. Well, Wild has to also chip away the stupid Mildruid. But, like, why cry about it so much? About a card that just changes the game a little bit, where you draw an extra card each turn. Oh, because Zeddy's a control player. And when things get out of control, Zeddy has to cry about it. We're gonna have some short videos on this channel. We have to report on stupidity of people, so we bring them down to justice of, like, maybe shut the fuck up, Zeddy. Maybe don't spread your disease. Put on the mask, you know, like, relax. Sit down, vent about something else. Alright? I know, it's very good news. Good news for everyone. There's a problem in Hearthstone, and we're gonna have to exploit it against each other. How cool is that? The biggest, like, people are that annoying nowadays. They're just gonna copy and paste the best thing they can find, and the more you talk about it, the more they're gonna do just that. the first thing in their minds is going to be to do just that. There's some other degenerates Zeddy takes. He didn't knew that Thaddeus was going to be a problem. He doesn't care about Reno being the problem. If I played Tempo Reno, like genuinely played Reno decks, which I could be the bad guy. I get to attack with my minions, clear my opponent's boards and taunts and all, lifesteal minions and all that shit, and heal for a little bit, upgrade my hero power. Next turn, I get to attack with my minions again, kill my opponent most of the time. Reno, boys. And my opponent can't do shit about it. He can only, like, play Borkler spells if he's lucky enough that I don't have death rattles on my board. And a lot of buffs. You know, shit. Reno alone is the most degenerate card that Zeddy also gatekeeps of, like, oh, it's such a cool card. But he kills all the cool experiences, right? And chooses to keep this shit alive. You're reporting, Zeddy. You must understand. You gatekeep the game. You change the way the game works as well. You have that much power. Me, as a game developer, I have a power of trying to survive. You know, that's the cool thing. I'm trying to survive. Who knows how homeless Reynad is right now? Maybe he needs a lot more help than we think. Holy shit. And maybe we're not going to get Bazzar this year after all. But that's besides the point. That's more drama yet to come. Yeah, everyone sees the numbers. Zeddy just like, hey guys, look at the Paladin. Everyone wants the druggy drugs. Clicking and showing decks and all of the fucking top tier legends. Shit. Just injecting Paladin into people's brains. As if we need that shit right now. Like, yeah, we're gonna see the problem if there is a problem. We don't need to talk about it that desperately. I think Blizzard will find out what's to nerf, right? Especially, I would allow Zeddy to say what to nerf. Like, the best thing that can ever happen is Zeddy uploading a thumbnail like this. I'm like, shit, now it's time to celebrate, bro. It's time to roll some dice and open some packs because we might be able to disenchant some extra cards. Some cool stuff can happen, bro, when you see this. But even this is not perfect because, like, oh, Sharpshooter got nerfed. Bro, like, if you don't like Sharpshooter, it's okay, but don't cry about it because Sharpshooter can be countered by, you know, play some minions, for fuck's sake. Don't be a control little bitch that, oh my god, he OTK'd me because he had 50 damage. How did that happen, bro? Well, he puts together hands that deals 50 damage. It's a lot of skill. To not just vomit your hand, not to waste resources, but to put the resources together. At least it cannot be board cleared. Don't you think so, Zeddy? That is a pretty cool thing. That my hand cannot just be removed? Ratted? You're gonna mention rats too many times? Holy shit. You might just turn into one. I hope that shit ends here. I hope I don't have to talk about much else at all. Just to give awareness to the big issue, which I immediately felt the effects of, and now Hearthstone is unplayable, virtually. If there's 50% Paladins, all of a sudden. If Zeddy's gonna make people comfortable playing Paladin. How cool is that? And the game is so fast now that, yeah, Druid cannot keep up. Druid just doesn't have early game to keep up properly. And there's so many explosive, like, tempo things that happen. Might as well throw a little bit of a game in there. I just gave up? Please. No, because I got roped. By the way, when it comes to nerfing the Paladin, the weapon is what carries the whole thing. The hand buffing cannot be underestimated. A lot of minions have rush. They have lifesteal. The bigger they get, the harder it is to remove them because Borklers no longer work in those situations. So hand buffing is a big problem right now in the game overall. Alright? It's not as fucking harmless as Blizzard thinks it is. Just because the minions, like, delayed one turn. Or just because the weapon cost 4 mana. We're not that fast. And the game can be reset with lifesteal. Zeddy said this was a bad card, by the way. Just remember that. Like, there's some cool shit you can do with Zeddy as well. We can look back into this thing. He acknowledges that shit as well, but this is the most fun part to make fun of this guy. Obviously, he wanted this to be so good because it's so flavorful, so cool. Khadgar to be good, whatever. Too many S-tier cards for sure. And this Mechtherodon or whatever, it's very low tier. You know, the lowest tier besides absolute garbage. But guess what, Zeddy? You can discover legendaries. Unfortunately. Instead of... Yeah, there's one more problem, which is kind of fascinating to me. So Zeddy cried about a card where it's like, I play Eonar and then I copy and paste Eonar and that combo is like so annoying. And only top legend players are gonna find that combo anyways. He has to like understand like top 1000 legend is not something to cry about. It's not to protect those players who have invested way too much time and rotted their brains out with Hearthstone. Let's not do that. Let's not try and protect people who are like literally slamming their heads into Hearthstone and accepting the brain damage of whatever form of brain damage the game is going to give to them. These people are addicted and nothing's going to stop them from playing Hearthstone anyways. So Blizzard shouldn't even worry about protecting those type of players. Instead, we should worry about protecting the base player base, right? The basic player base. The 99% of people that try to enjoy the game and try to find something enjoyable that might be good but might be very difficult to master. And the Eonar, you know, thing was also pretty complicated. I'm not going to complain about that part. It's just, when Zeddy said non-Titan legendary, it's exactly what we got. Non-Titan legendary nerf. Which creates a precedent of like, shit, he also gets to dictate nerfs. Why didn't Zeddy fucking ask for non-legendary? Why not simplify to something that's applicable across more cards? Non-legendary could have been a discover effect as well, to not discover legendary minions. Because that's so annoying to me. That would fix Alexstrasza from very many years ago, where Alexstrasza just spits out itself. But it's a legendary minion, so maybe you shouldn't fucking do that. How about that? That's just my take on it. Like, even the Dragon Lackey, I think Zeddy complained about Dragon Lackey a lot, but it's the Discover effect. The Discover pools has legendaries in it. Even when you're discovering with fucking 1 mana, shit, taking a legendary is probably going to be a better option than not. Of like back in the day, we got Astalors from this card. I think like there's just a general rule to not get legendary cards easily anymore, because legendary cards are getting out of control anyways. So yeah, I don't know how he didn't see that coming. But I'll just throw it out there. Maybe my reporting is going to be popular enough, so Blizzard is going to be like, oh, that's a very good idea. You know, where's other people? Zeddy is not like interviewing people and collecting enough information. He's just looking around fucking Reddit and Twitter as if that's going to be a good place. But he needs like sources. He needs actual people who know how to collect information for him. And who... Well, I'm not sure what's going to stop him from doing this, but this is... This hurts. Anytime I will see this now, I will know that I better off playing a fucking Tavern Brawl and wait until this nuke blows over, because it's literally a nuclear mushroom cloud, just like the thumbnail suggests. I think that's about it. That's but now there's a sizable list of questionable, suspicious things that Zeddy is doing. It's not straight up of like, oh, he's terrible person. No, it's something the community has to untangle. It's not that simple. Yeah, and now Geppetto is actually fucking C tier because you can't even survive that long anymore. All those 8 mana legendaries and beyond are terrible. Blizzard doesn't print that shit anymore. They try to like squeeze into the middle 5 to 7 mana. So it impacts, it's playable. Oh, he also was wrong about the owl. Even though, like, yes, it's technically an OTK, but like it's very difficult to pull off. I don't know how he thought this card was good, but like spelled. Oh yeah, that's a big problem in Hearthstone in general. Like Druid is going through a transition period where there's no spell damage minions. There's this one thing, and then there's the location, and then there's some, you know, 3 cards that support this whole thing, but it's really bad. It's terrible, and there's a couple of swipes that you can play. And now that there's Paladin problem, like I can't swipe away my opponents anymore. These shit had divine shields and incredible stats. It's game over for me. You know, I can't enjoy the game as Druid anymore. I have to just submit to the dark side or something. So yeah, my day was ruined by Zeddy. Thank you. Reputation out. And if people are gonna cry in the comments too much, you might lose even more reputation. God knows what's gonna happen. See you guys next time.